And welcome back to Love Your Food. This week we have a recipe for you for homemade horchata. Now this is a rice-based drink that is popular across the Spanish-speaking world, but this is a version you'd probably see somewhere like Mexico. Now before we get started, I'd like to remind everyone that we have an affiliate link with Chef's Temp. If you need a kitchen thermometer or meat probe, please check out the link in the description below and use your code LOVEYOURFOOD on checkout for 15% off your order. In the meantime, here's our ingredients. So we've got some rice, some vanilla extract, some slivered almonds, some whipping cream, some water, some milk, some sugar, just plain white sugar, and some ground cinnamon. Now this is sort of a caker version of this recipe. Typically you'd want to use whole Mexican cinnamon for this. Now first thing we're going to do is toast those almonds, and then we're going to start in on the rice. Now we want to clean the rice. We're going to have to do a little bit of prep for this one because we're going to soak these things overnight. So we want to make sure our rice is nice and clean, so we're going to rinse it until the water runs mostly clear. And you can see this is the first rinse and it is murky. So we're going to rinse that off, and then we're going to continue to rinse until, as you see here, it's mostly clear. This is fine. That's about as far as we need to take the rice as far as keeping it clean and washing a little bit of that extra starch off of the outside of it. And we're going to pop that into a jar. And what we're going to do with this, we're going to soak this overnight along with the cinnamon and some of the water, along with those nice toasted almond slivers. Those are all going to go in together. And we're going to cover that with water, and this is going to sit in the fridge overnight. And you're going to want to make sure that you mix that together nicely and make sure that everything's well combined. Now, as I said earlier, this is more traditionally done with something like Mexican cinnamon in big chunks. And just give that a shake and make sure that everything sort of gets mixed together in there. We're going to get all those flavors to mingle while the rice is soaking overnight. Now, we're going to do something a little different. This is typically made with sweetened condensed milk. What we've done is combine the cream and milk, and then we're going to boil that with the sugar. Now what this does is a couple things. Number one, we're going to be inverting the sugar, which makes it sweeter and lowers the glycemic index just slightly. And it's also going to scald the milk, which will give it that nice sort of cooked milk aroma to everything. So you can see here, we've got it done now. Everything's been brought up to temperature, and we're going to put that in the fridge once it's cooled down to about room temperature. We're going to put that into another jar and put that in the fridge overnight as well, so that we can combine everything the following day. So here it is the next day. We are going to get everything out of that jar, and we're going to put it into a bowl or pot. We wanted something with a flat bottom because we're going to use our stick blender. If you would prefer to use a regular blender or a food processor, you can. That's just fine. And you want to get this to pretty small pieces. You want to make sure that you get everything mixed together and ground up very, very small. Also, I'd like to apologize for no video last week. Just a couple too many things going on at the same time and getting over some sickness. So we didn't really have time to get last week's video, so we're getting one this week. So we're going to get that nice, and you can see the nice froth on top there, and we're going to strain this. We don't want to get too much of the chunks in the final result. It will sort of settle out and not be as pleasant and be a little bit gritty. So we're going to strain as much of that out as you can. So use the finest strainer you have to get some of those bits of rice and those rice hulls and all of the solids out, and just leave you with that nice rich liquid that has the cinnamon in it. And I mean, there's still going to be some graininess. You can't avoid that really, but that'll really even it out. So in goes our sweetened milk. This is the milk that we made. You can see the cream is sort of separated a little bit, but we're going to blend that as well, so we make it nice and smooth in the final result. So mix that in with that liquid that came off of the rice and almonds and cinnamon. And then once everything is blended together and nice and smooth, you're just going to want to pour that over ice. It is an incredibly refreshing, delicious drink. It's got the beautiful flavors of the almonds and the rice, that nice toasty almonds, and the milk and the sugar, so it's slightly sweet. And a little dash of cinnamon on top will really sort of bring out all those aromas. And that's it. That's the whole thing. Really super simple and absolutely delicious, refreshing sort of drink on a summer day. We hope you'll give this one a try. If you like this recipe, please do like and subscribe. And if you have any recipes you'd like to see Chef Caleb try on the channel, please let us know in the comments below. We've got a Patreon. I'd like to thank our patrons over on Patreon. And if you'd like to support us there, please check out the link in the description below. And remember to love your food.